Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it. They all need money, they all need money, they all need money, they all need money.
Yeah, seen it all coming from a mile away. We bridge we got above. Singing like a stone in a rich man's world when the push it comes to shore. We breathe the sun on this highway. We're doing what we think of. Ain't got tickets to a Broadway show. We don't need no country club.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the G Files, and welcome to this week's press conference. We're going to go over some things as far as this season's concerned so far, and then we will get into the press conference. I'll give some time for some questions to come in. So that being said, let's take a look here at what we got so far. So we just won this game against Mexico. University of New Mexico Lobos, 59-52. We're currently ranked number 12. That put us at 8-0. A lot of big teams kind of lost this week. Top teams, we know number 5 lost. So if we look here at who lost this week, let's see here. Yeah, we know California lost to Washington State. I'm not sure if Utah lost to Kansas State or not. I didn't see that score. Florida beat USF. That doesn't really help us any. I want to say Kansas beat Utah, so that's another big win for our guys. So we'll probably move up at least 2 spots into the top 10 coming into this week against Boise. So that's going to be a huge lift for us as well going into this next week. Heisman watch. We still have nobody on the Heisman. As you can see, Notre Dame's freshman halfback's winning the Heisman right now behind Florida's running back. So, next couple weeks, after we do Boise, we got to take on Florida. That's the guy we're going to have to slow down if we can. E10, going to have to try to slow him down a little bit. Ohio State's quarterbacks up there. Yates, Texas's running back, has jumped back up there, and then Pitt's halfback has dropped down. Let's see here. Look at the season stats so far. Smith has 144 for 197, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. A lot better than last season. If you look at the comparison to last season, last season he had 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. This season he's at 21 and 4. So great turnaround by him on this season. A lot more yards too. And he stayed healthy. You got to remember, he didn't play very long last season. He had already thrown 10 interceptions. This season he stayed healthy and come in. Been spreading the ball around quite a bit with both these running backs. Sanders, 129 attempts, 5.2 average, 683 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Morrow, 84, 492, 5.8 average, 8 touchdowns. So, again, just all-out good performance so far by all of our guys. McPherson's leading in touchdowns for our tight end. And then when we get over here to the defensive side of the ball, Brown's leading our team with tackles with 42 tackles, 41 tackles, 1 assisted tackle, 12 tackles for losses, and 7 sacks. He's actually leading our team in sacks, leading our team in interceptions, and leading our team in tackles. He may actually be he's leading our team in tackles for losses as well. So, Ty Brown, true freshman, coming in, making a big name for himself right off the bat. I want to say he's second in the nation in, if we look here, second in the nation, I want to say in defense. Or in tackles. I'm sorry. He's 6th in the nation in tackles. Tied for 4th. And then he's going to be 2nd in the nation in sacks behind Gray. And then on interceptions, like I said, he's got the most interceptions on our team. Appreciate it. What's up, Grayson? Hey, man, Ray, how you doing, man? Appreciate it. Glad to see y'all here. Greg, appreciate the like there, brother. We're doing really well so far. As far as bringing it, this team really building them really well. They're really coming into their own. Hitting mid-season form. So we're ready to, I think we're ready to take on Boise. If we look here, we'll go ahead and look at Boise real quick. Let's see who we take on next week, after next advance. So if you look at we'll look at their season stats, see what they like to do with the football and everything. Again, Boise State's a computer team, so you can't, go off of this completely. But, Boise looks like they, 129, 218 passing attempts, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Very low completion percentage compared to us. He's been sacked 12 times, so we can probably get to that quarterback, quite a bit. Rushing wise, halfback, and then the quarterback. Good Lord, yeah. So I think we're going to have to expect a lot of. Let's see how many. If they got a fullback at all that's got rushes, not many. So I think we're going to have to look at all these rushing guys. So probably a lot of option, which we've been seeing a lot the last couple games. So. They definitely have to watch for that. Receiving wise, it looks like their best receiver is the guy that has the most catches, which is Caples. Let's take a look at him, see how fast he is. 89 speed, 891 acceleration. He's got decent route running. Not really that great for a senior, but good route running. And then, so it's going to be a rough road ahead. I see some questions coming in now, so we'll go ahead and start answering those. So let's see here. So Greg says, how are you preparing your team for this tough stretch of games ahead? Well, we're just going to come out and play the games like we have been every other game. Just do our thing. You saw last game we had to do something we don't like to do. And that's rely against New Mexico, and that's rely heavily on the pass. Our running game really couldn't get going like we like it to go, get going, but we were able to score more points. Big thing is, we gotta watch the tackling. Can't be allowing all these broke tackles. That's something that we keep pushing, week in and week out. Had a lot of broken tackles, a lot less than previous years, but still more than we like to see. Especially against Florida, we're definitely going to have to watch the broken tackles. The other thing with Florida too is their quarterbacks hit. He's a 193 rating at 83% completion percentage, so definitely going to have to watch him. And then you got the Heisman runner Etienne with he's got 19 rushing touchdowns. Holy shit, that's a lot of rushing touchdowns. Callahan's got 436 yards himself. Their quarterback. So and he's a true freshman too, so he's balling out. We're gonna need our crowd to show up. Gonna need our crowd to show up, this game and these next couple of games, and kind of rattle these guys, especially this Florida quarterback. Definitely need him rattled. You dang right, I'm doing some scouting, Greg. Grayson says is Zach Morrow the running back, running back number one. He's still not running back number one, but he is. He's definitely putting up numbers. He's actually got higher runs per carry than Sanders. Sanders is averaging 5.2 yards a carry, where Morrow's averaging 5.8. But the thing about Morrow is Sanders just has that game-changing ability. He's got that speed where he can just put a game on the edge. He did it this last game on 2 punt returns, against New Mexico. 177-yard punt return for a touchdown, and then he also did it on the second punt return for a touchdown at 63-yard punt return for a touchdown. So Sanders is still our number one guy, but that being said, Morrow is definitely earning more snaps. What we see what he could do when Sanders does get injured or can't or needs to come off the field. Morrow's stepping in and doing what needs to be done. So, definitely. I wouldn't say number one. They kind of go in tandem. I like the way they go in tandem. You got Sanders' a little quick ability, and then Morrow will come in and just run over folks and hit them in the mouth. Just like we like it. Hit them in the mouth, make them like it. That's our phrase. That's our quote. That's what we like to see. Defense is gonna have to slow these guys down for sure. Especially with Boise coming up, that's our big game here. If we look at our conference standings, I think right now we're in the lead of the conference, but Boise's only got one loss on the season, and that's if they beat us, if they win, they're in the conference championship. If we win, we're in it. We have after Boise, we got 2 conference games left. I don't see us losing both of those. So I could, Boise, as long as we can get through Boise, we've pretty much locked the conference championship. And we don't know, who. Well, actually, if we beat Boise and lose 2 more, we've lose the rest of the games. We've locked the conference championship. I was just looking at it because Colorado State is, it's 3-2 right now. So if they continue to win and win out, we got the tiebreaker over them. Boise's only got 1 loss in the conference. If we beat them, they'll have 2 losses. So yeah, beating Boise puts us in the conference championship. We want to keep this undefeated streak going, but I'm trying to look at realism here as far as conference goes. And it's looking like it's going to be either us or if we beat Boise, it'll be between conference championship will be us and San Diego State or us and Hawaii. So a couple big games coming up. We got a couple rivalry games in the mix as well. You got Boise State. It's not a rivalry game. That's still a big game for us. And luckily it's at home. We don't have to play on that god awful ugly blue field. And then we'll have Utah State there at the end, for the Bridgers Battle Trophy. So that's a big thing for us. Man Ray, they're custom sliders. They're set pretty difficult, my man. Let's see here. I'll tell you the sliders. there's a couple I think we're gonna tweak just because some of the things, like I think I ended up with like several tackles. These are close to earn it sliders. A little bit of tweaks here and there, but they're pretty close to earn it sliders. They're let's see here. Yeah, like our quarterback accuracy is at 5, tackling's at a 30. Our pass coverage is at a 5, run blocking 10, running back ability is a 10, wide receiver catching's a 5, and the computer's almost maxed out all the way at 100. So that's how we run our sliders, man. They're they can be pretty rough at times, especially when you're doing a team build like this, you know. But you know, it's like I've said before, you know, there's some things that are going to have to change, but not a whole lot. There's only a couple things I think need to be tweaked for it to be the sliders to almost be perfect. So, yeah, but we'll get there. You know, that's one of those things. Our team, it's sliders or no sliders. You know, once you get so deep into a dynasty, the computer teams, your team gets so good. You know, sliders don't really feel like they make as big a difference. You know, when you're playing, playing the computer, but user games, you know, are what matters anyway, right? So those are the ones that, you know, right now for us, it's every game matters because we're such a lower level team compared to a lot of these guys. I understand. Took Montana State from independent nothing to pack top 5 year in. What are you saying now? Oh, I understand. You took Montana State from independent nothing to pack top 5. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, it takes a minute to build these teams, man. It's but it's fun. That's the best part about, you know, going to get teams like Wyoming. It's a blast. You get to have a blast, and you know. Oh yeah, O-line Dynasty is all the difference. I personally like the online Dynasty because you're never guaranteed to win. You always have a user game. You know, once you get a team built to where they're just stacked, you know, the offline dynasties become kind of monotonous after that. You get to where you're simming a lot of games instead of playing a lot. And that's why I like online dynasties, because them user games will make or break your whole season, man. We've lucked out this year and won 2 out of our 3 user games. We got a big one coming up in Florida, so that'll be in 2 weeks. We play Boise and then we play Florida, and Florida's going to be a big one for us because we're actually doing a playoff this year. So if we can pull out the win, pull out the undefeated season like we're trying, we might be able to be in the top 6 and make the playoffs. And you know, even if we don't win the Natty, which is the end goal, you know, for this dynasty, or not for this dynasty, but for this you know, for Wyoming is eventually win a national championship. Just to make the playoffs by year 3 with them would be a pretty good feat, I think. So yeah. Oh, online dynasty is where it's at, man. That's why we're waiting. We can't wait for this next game to come out for sure. But that being said, let's see if there's any more questions coming in here. Let's see more. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Oh, here we got one from old Skeet here. He says, you just won your first home game after coming home from a long away run with 4 away games in a row. How do you feel your guys performed after, you know, being at home for the first time in over a month, compared to how they were, you know, on the road? Well, I think really those last game on the road was showed that they were getting really jet lagged. It's good to be home, you know, it was good to play at War Memorial Stadium after a 4 weeks straight of away games. And 2 of those games, us only winning by 1 point, that being at Texas and then one at Colorado State. So they didn't perform how I would have liked them to their first game back at home. But, we've kind of made everybody's home our home this season so far, being 8-0. So, I want to see them perform better, especially next week against Boise State. We got to see that. Definitely got to see that. That uptick a little bit at being at home. So. Here's another one from Skeet, and guys, I get these on Discord from him. So he says, once again, your team went with no turnovers. Once again, your team gave away no turnovers, but still had one takeaway to add to your turnover differential. How do you think that will impact how do you think turnovers are impacting your team overall status? Turnover differential is huge. Most of the time, the team with the least amount of turnovers wins the game. And I consider punts to be turnovers. So if you hold a team to a punt, you've essentially, forced a turnover because you're forcing them to give you the ball back. So it doesn't go down as a turnover, but it's still a turnover. Even stops on 4th down are turnovers in my book. They're called turnover on downs, but they don't go onto the turnover ranking or takeaway giveaway deal. But in my opinion, if you force a punt, you took that ball from them. Technically they get quote unquote give it to you, but you made them think that they couldn't get that first down, so they're just gonna go ahead and give you the ball and try to reset and regroup. So turnovers make a big impact. I think we're currently +4 in turnovers, which means we've got 4 more turnovers than we do giveaways, or 4 more takeaways than we do giveaways. So I think we're doing great as far as that goes. Looking really good so far. Just making it count when we need it to. So and capitalizing on turnovers is a big deal too. It doesn't do any good to get an interception, just turn around and not do anything with it. You need at least to get 3 points out of a turnover. What else here? Once again, Coach Smith showed pro-level capabilities. In your opinion, do you think that he will be a top pick in the NFL draft? I know I've asked this question last week, but I'm just curious if you still think that he has the potential to go pro. I absolutely do. I think he's going to continue to get better and better every season. So, yeah. I just do. I think he's going to continue to get better every year and continue to, make throws. I mean, it's a drastic change from last year to this year. So, yeah, Smith is definitely going to keep showing out. Greg asked, has all the buzz around the program started paying off on the recruiting trail yet? Absolutely. Absolutely. We had some guys actually come in and visit this week. So once we advance it, or once the Dynasty gets advanced and I'm able to see who all signed, I'll make a list, and our next I'll be posting that on Twitter about who we've signed and the impact they're going to make on the team. So yeah, absolutely. Skeet says, what kind of impact has Ty Brown made on the defensive side of the ball, being a true freshman and coming out and making the plays that he's been making all throughout the season? Well, he's made a huge impact. Brown has been one of the recruits I was most excited about getting last season. I knew he was going to come out and make an impact. I didn't know he was going to come out and make an impact like this, though. I mean, 7 sacks for a true freshman, leading the team in tackles, leading the team in interceptions, 1 interception for a touchdown, 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown. I think he's forced 2 fumbles as well this season. Would have several tackles for losses, but he's young, so he's not finishing off a couple of tackles, not driving his feet to something we got to work on. Because he meets the running back a lot of times in the backfield, and so he misses those tackles, which I think sometimes he overshoots it. That's just something he's going to have to work on, as we go. So, but yeah, Ty Brown has made a huge impact for us, and as long as he stays healthy, you're going to see a lot more good things from him, I believe, in the future. So yeah, definitely ready to see him continue to keep going, the way he's going. So hopefully he doesn't try to hit the transfer portal on us, because he's making big waves over here in Laramie, and we want to keep him here, and no one else gave him a shot. Even Kansas overlooked him, and that's one of the guys in this dynasty, and he overlooked him. So we got to keep it. Got to make sure that he understands that we appreciate everything he's doing out there, and that he's got a home here. So I know a lot of guys will run to that NIL money, but that money's not everything. Sometimes loyalty in your team says more about you as a person than that money. So let's see what else. See any more questions here. Once again, Coach, like I asked last week, any celebration plans for the team after another victory? Or is it going to be straight to the film room to prepare for Boise? Yeah, you did ask that last week, and I'm going to say, last week I told you we take it 1 week at a time. Well, we're preparing for Boise this week, so we're not going to go straight to the film room. These guys still got to celebrate. You got to let them wind down a little bit, let them take in that victory. Keep that momentum going. Keep good morale on the team. So, yeah, once they get done celebrating tonight, they will be back in the film room tomorrow. We'll be going over Boise. We're definitely going to be watching for the option run. Kind of run a couple more defensive schemes, couple more blitzing schemes than what y'all have seen before, so that we can possibly, come away with a win there. That'd be a huge win for our guys, huge momentum, and then it'll be on to Florida. So, or actually be on to play Florida. We're playing Florida at Laramie this year. So, yeah. So that's always got to let the boys celebrate big wins. So. Do you still feel that your team is underrated nationally, and what message would you like to send to the critics? Well, I'll tell you, you asked that again last week. You asked that, and us being undefeated, and we're ranked 12th in the nation right now. I don't know what's going to happen after we advance next week. I'd say we're probably going to jump top 10, but looking at who you got over us, it's kind of bull. I'm not gonna lie. Miami's got 2 losses on the season. They're ranked 10th. Kansas has 1 loss on the season. They're ranked 8th. And they're only gonna move up because they just beat number 4, right? Ohio State has 2 losses on the season, and they're ranked 11th. They're ranked 1 ahead of us. Pittsburgh has 2 losses on the season. They're ranked 1 below us. So you're saying that a 2-win or a 2-loss team is better than an undefeated team, by that much. But they do that with a lot of teams. USF, which I think they just lost to Florida. They were 7-0 when they went into Florida. They were ranked 22nd. I understand some of these teams are coming up from a highway, but yeah, that undefeated teams should never be behind 2-loss teams. That's just my opinion. Tyler says, early in the season, tackling seemed to be a bit of a problem. The last couple of games seem to be getting somewhat better, but moving forward, what are you doing to help better your D in the tackling? Well, I'm actually having to blitz a lot. A whole lot, and that's something I don't like to do. I like to be able to sit back sometimes and get coverage sacks, or be able to cover receivers good enough where we get interceptions. But we're having to force, we're having to sprint in and just send multiple guys in, because for some reason, these dang quarterbacks, are breaking tackles like, these 6'1", 180-pound quarterbacks are breaking tackles like they're 6'4", 300 pounds. They're just throwing guys off like they're nothing. I've watched Ty Brown this last game, get pushed off by the quarterback. That's just, that's something we got to fix. So we continue to do our tackling drills. But like I said before, a lot of it has to do with our defensive coordinator. He doesn't emphasize enough on tackling. He wants to emphasize on the big hit. And I told him before, if it was up to me, he'd already be fired. I have no control over that. Athletic director has to make that decision. So at the end of the season, we'll see. We'll see if he'll let me go find a new defensive coordinator or not. And if he does, hopefully we'll get one that's that that puts a little more emphasis on tackling. If not, I'll be back in the AD's ear doing the same thing I'm doing right now, and that's asking for him to let that dude go. So anyway, well, guys, that's really all the time I have today. I do apologize for the later time. I wanted to get started a little earlier, but I had some stuff come up, so I wanted to start. I had to get started when I could get started. Look forward to y'all guys tuning in the next 2 weeks. These are big weeks coming up, man. Boise State, solidifies our Mountain West Conference Championship game, and then, we pull that win off, and then we got Florida, who will pretty much solidify us being in the playoffs if we continue to win after that game. So, 2 big games coming up this next week. I hope to see you guys there. Follow the Twitter account. I'll be posting the recruits on there if you want to keep up with the recruits. Follow that Twitter account at Coach McCheesmo is the Twitter handle. So, and just jump in, man, and have a good time, and that's what this is all about, guys. Is just getting in, having a good time. Man, Ray, glad to see you here, man. I think it's the first time I've seen you in here. Hope to see you some more. Again, these are this is great. This is all for fun, man. If you come up with any questions after you watching some games I play, about how we do things or anything, feel free. If you want to get in the Discord, hit me up on Facebook and let me know in the G-Files. You can follow us on Facebook in the G-Files. Just hit me up there. Let me know if you want to get in the Discord so you can follow the team a little closer. If you'd like to do that, let me know, and I can also put you in. If you want to be one of the new recruits, I'll post them, and you can decide which one you want to be, which recruit you want to name and number and all that good stuff. So, hit me up whenever in there on Facebook when you get a chance. But that being said, guys, we're going to end the interview here. Glad you could all come out. Love the questions. Love every one of you guys. I'm going to throw a shout out to Greg Campbell. You can watch him on X Gator Nation on Twitch. Star Family you can catch on That Asian Tyler on Twitch. And I want to say the Star Family is his YouTube channel, and then I want to say That Asian Tyler on Facebook as well. You also have Tyler also does fields. He's done my field. He edits uniforms. He does all that good stuff. So if you have college football revamped and you want to specialized uniform or anything like that, you can hit him up at at Star, or not Star Family, but That Asian Tyler on Facebook, and he'll hook you up the best he can. Grayson, love to see you out as always, man. Appreciate the love. You're here every time I'm on, so love to see that. But after that being said, guys, if you like the content, leave us a like, subscribe, comment on YouTube, hit that notification bell. On Twitch, follow us on Twitch. On Facebook, follow us on Facebook, the G-Files, and and then also follow Coach McCheesmo on Twitter at Coach McCheesmo on Twitter. So, and I'll get all that put in the next stream, so you can hit the link up to get to the Twitter page or X page or whatever the heck it's called. So, we'll be trying to get a TikTok going here for long. So, definitely have that ready to go here in the next couple of days, or next couple of advances. Hopefully, may not be able to do it to next season, but we'll just wait and see. That being said, guys, again, hope you enjoyed the content, and as always, guys, God bless, and y'all have a wonderful day.